because that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's mentality. So I distinguish there, personality versus mentality. And when you interview these players, you don't want to fall into the trap of just liking the player because he's engaging or because his personality meshes with yours, which certainly both of those guys, mature, easy to talk to. So you can kind of fall into that trap. So when you peel back the layers a little bit, which is what you're referring to with listening to how they talk about their game, what's important to them, what lens they're looking through, both of those players were really appealing to me. Whether you love their physical talents or not, that's a different conversation. But both of those players were highly in tune with what they're all about. And that's all you can ask for from a young player. So when you left those interviews, if they were at the combine, my assumption, if they would have come out of our room, I would have just thought, well, guys, we have two players that are going to achieve whatever we think they're supposed to achieve. They're not going to sell themselves short. So both of those kids were very impressive.
Especially Sloan. So Sloan, looking at the first round, he's our top arm on the board. We've kind of said that for a while now. If you went in as a director, you're like, I'm not so sure, would he have changed your mind? Like, hey, you know what? I feel pretty good. I get what you guys saw.
He would have absolutely changed my mind. I wouldn't have been unsure to start with the talent. Very clear with that one. I understand that each player, whether it's Johnny King or it's David Shields or it's Sloan or it's Will Schmidt, every single player is going to come in with some holes and some challenges. There isn't a perfect player, whether it's Adley Rushman and Bobby Witt, all the way down Ryan Sloan's, the high school players. Every player has a hole. But those players are very, very good. Specifically, your question on Ryan Sloan. The maturity level, knowing where he's come from and what his support network is, how motivated that player is, some of the things he talked about, the adjustments he made at PDP when you challenged him with that question, there was just a lot of good things in there that if I would have been sitting in that room and I was on the bubble, I would have probably said, guys, I get it. That might be our guy.
I love it. And King, to me, we've been the highest on King for forever. It's the metrics, and the way he spoke was even more so. I got excited because I'm like, he doesn't actually know exactly where he's at. His ceiling is higher than I even thought. Whereas some guys can tell you my induced vert, I know the profile of my pitches, this does this and that. He's kind of an athlete going out there to just compete and win. Now you get him into a system. You allow him to show, hey, this is what your breaking ball does. We can do some stuff up here with your fastball. We can make a little small finger adjustment. I think really the ceiling is just not even close to being set with that kid as an athlete. And then you throw into it, he's super comfortable talking to us on camera, and everything about him was great.